Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Employ Baltimore show, where we highlight a variety of businesses in Baltimore City that are now hiring. Now, these positions are also listed on our digital job board, which you can find online at the link below. moed.baltimorecity.gov/job seekers/now hiring. Please, we also want you to comment, like, and share this video on your Facebook pages to help your family and your friends who may need a job or training for a career change. I am Katanya Lester. I'm one of the hosts for this session. I'm a business services representative with MOED. Now, I collaborate with businesses to help them hire qualified job seekers just like you. I also have the awesome opportunity to work with great colleagues who provide the same services, such as my wonderful co-hosts today and fellow BSR, Deirdre Moore Durant. Hey, Deirdre. How are you?
I'm doing fine. You know, I've often had the opportunity to work with you at the center. Both Katanya and I do, when in office, do work at the Eastside Career Center. But this is my first time on virtual with you, so great partnering with you, even in this format.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. How's it going today?
It's going very well. Very well. I think we have a little echo that we will fix very shortly. But otherwise, I'm really excited about the show today. Not too excited about the cicadas, though. How about you?
Oh, no, not at all. They're now flying all over the place. It's horrible.
Yes, indeed. We're having but hopefully we'll have a wonderful summer, nevertheless, and get some time to go to the beach. So tell the audience a little bit more about yourself, Deirdre.
Sure. I'm excited to be with you here today. I currently am a business service representative, and I've been doing that about 3 years. However, I've been in the agency for a significant amount of time, working as a case manager, working as early intervention facilitator. All those positions, I was working with Baltimore City residents that were looking to transition either into training or into excellent employment opportunities. So I'm still doing that. They just call it something a little differently. In addition to that, I have the opportunity of also working with businesses that are looking for some great candidates. So I'm looking forward to talking to additional employers in reference to finding those great candidates for these excellent opportunities. It is important that any candidate that we are partnering with, both as an employer or someone that's job seeking, that they do post on our Maryland Workforce Exchange site, fondly called MWE. It's posted there for you, mwejobs.maryland.gov. We have jobs that are available. Now, as we are kind of emerging from the pandemic, you know, many of our employers are in need for some great help and great support.
Yes, that's correct, Deirdre. MWE is the online job and workforce system, and it's designed for a variety of individuals to use it who are seeking benefits and services such as job seekers, students, case managers, many employers, training providers, and a host of workforce professionals.
That's right, Katanya. And we do require that, as I mentioned, that all of our job seekers and businesses do register on the MOED on the MWE site for fast access to complete set of employment tools and on-site websites that will be able to help you. The website is indicated below, mwejobs.maryland.gov. You know, this is an excellent time for you to update your resumes. There's also an opportunity that you might be interested in training, that we can basically tap into the resources of the center. You know that even though our centers are still closed, we are taking appointments by appointment only, that folks can come in, utilize the resources, talk to one of our case managers in reference to opportunities. The main centers that are open is most certainly our center at the Northwest Career Center, located on the 3rd floor of Mondawmin, and here at the Eastside Career Center, located at 3001 East Madison Street. Other centers will be opening soon, so that we can get those resources to our candidates and have an opportunity to be able to talk to folks one on one. Of course, PPE is important. So make sure we can follow those guidelines. But I'm just glad that we are emerging from this pandemic.
Yes, indeed. And with coming out of the pandemic and coming out of COVID, we are still working with a variety of wonderful employers who are now hiring.
Yes.
So, in this virtual recruitment episode, we will speak with a few. Well, we're going to speak with two great people from one wonderful employer. We're going to talk with Dante White from Kennedy Krieger and also Shamika Owen from Kennedy Krieger. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Awesome. Thank you all so much for coming. Welcome to the show. So we're going to get started by asking you to let everyone know a little bit about yourself, your roles, and more information about Kennedy Krieger. Let's start with you, Shamika. Ladies first.
Hi, thank you. I am a staffing coordinator at Kennedy Krieger at one of the educational programs. There at Kennedy Krieger, I'm at the high school. We are now hiring for classroom aides at all of our locations, our elite program, middle school program, the high school, and our Montgomery County campus. I've been a staffing coordinator at Kennedy Krieger High School for a little over 3 years now.
Okay, thank you, Shamika. I never realized Kennedy Krieger had a high school. That's awesome. And I'll be ashamed to say why I didn't know it, but I used to work at Hopkins for over 15 years. I didn't realize they had a high school. Is it new? How long has it been around?
No, we've been around for a very long time. We're
Okay,
located on the Green Spring campus.
okay,
We're right over by the Baltimore Zoo and Loyola University.
okay. That's awesome. News to me and probably news to a lot of other people as well. Thank you.
No problem.
And Dante, tell us a little bit more about you and what you do at Kennedy Krieger.
Sure. My name is Dante White. I'm one of the two recruiters here at Kennedy Krieger's Neurobehavioral Unit. We recruit for an entry level position. The entry level position is a clinical assistant one position. In this position, we provide comprehensive and clinical care for individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. It is a clinical position. It is very hands-on. You only need a high school diploma to actually work in this position. So it's a great opportunity for those seeking to enter into the healthcare world. With this position, you will get all the clinical skills necessary for you to actually keep and build upon on your skill set. We are located in downtown Baltimore. We're on the main campus of Johns Hopkins Hospital, and we actually have a unit that patients actually are admitted to, and they stay from 4 to 6 months.
Okay, thank you so much. That's wonderful information. As I was telling Shamika, I am more familiar with the medical side of Kennedy Krieger and all of the wonderful things that you all do there. So we thank you both for that. Over to you, Deidre.
Thank you, Katanya. Let's start with you, Dante. I was glad to hear that you have some entry level positions that are available. During this time frame, what unique challenges and obstacles have you come upon in your employees or in the company faced with during the time of the pandemic? And what steps have you taken to be able to address that, to ensure the safety of your staff and your clients or students during this time of COVID?
All right, awesome question. So, like everyone, no one saw this pandemic coming. So we had to be very quickly on our feet. We had to think quickly and be very innovative. Of course, beforehand, we were able to actually have what we call live interviews, where applicants could actually come in and we can physically meet them and talk about the position. So we quickly had to convert from live interviews into virtual interviews. This is where the Zoom app and the Zoom platform actually emerged and kind of like spread out throughout businesses and corporations. So we had to hop on board with that. So we had to be quick with how we actually were recruiting candidates. So we weren't able to go out to job fairs and present anymore. So we had to use these virtual platforms to get across the same message and also wheel in and great employees, because unlike most businesses in the healthcare industry, we had to still operate. So our employees still had to go show up for work. We were still admitting patients. So it was very important for us to make sure that we were able to still recruit during these hard times. Since the pandemic, we've developed so many great, innovative ways to actually reach out to candidates and make sure that they're safe at the same time. One of those things, again, is the virtual interviews. Candidates weren't allowed to come onto our actual hospital or on site until we actually offered them a position and they were to begin training. We've also had health screenings throughout the day. So anyone entering any of our Kennedy Krieger hospitals or any of our buildings or sites, you will be screened by security personnel and nursing personnel. And we didn't just stop there. We also had everyone screened during when they actually reached their department. So they're screened multiple times throughout the day. We put security features in place and policies in place to protect not just our patients, but staff and everyone that was actually entering the building. So things such as if you had any symptoms, you weren't allowed to come to work. We also did something great to cover our employees too, because we didn't have them use their PTO time. The Institute actually granted them PTO time. So that was COVID time, so that if they actually had the virus or if they actually had any symptoms, they were covered. So we wanted to make sure that employees knew that this is a trying time, but we are taking this pandemic very seriously. So we made sure that they were comfortable enough to let us know that, hey, I'm not feeling well, or if they needed the time off for any COVID related incidents, whether it be family members or kid childcare, we actually granted them that, so that that was a peace of mind for them. Um, Fast forward
Fast
to
forward to
today,
today.
we're actually we just started doing live interviews again, so we're still being extra cautious of who we let in, and we still have the screenings. We're following all of our PPE guidelines, and things are looking up. So we're actually excited to be moving forward in this pandemic and during this trying time.
Wow, Dante, that was wonderful. So you're keeping everybody safe, and plus there were benefits in case folks needed to take care of their personal health. Shamika, are there any things that your particular division also instituted during this time frame? As Dante indicated, pivoting rather quickly in this circumstance was very important, and I'm thankful that for our communications team, we were able to do so as well, so that we can continue to share the information to our candidates and to our employers and to all our healthcare workers. Just thank you so much for your sacrifice during this time frame. I know you are our frontline heroes, and we do appreciate all that you've done. Shamika, is there anything else that you would like to share with us in reference to protocols in your line?
Yes. We are actually have our students back in the building. We are operating on a hybrid schedule. So the safety of our students and staff is very important. We have staff and students coming in doing temperature checks. We have staff that also volunteer to assist with nursing staff with checking students and providing PPE equipment. We also have on site for our students COVID checks. So we're doing similar safety protocols, following similar safety protocols as the Institute is doing as well.
All right. Katanya, you have any other questions for our guest? Unmute. We can't hear you.
That would be helpful, wouldn't it? So yes, Shamika, you did mention a little earlier in the show about the position that you're hiring for. So if you could elaborate upon it a little bit more, what's the name of the position again for those that may have missed it? Is it full-time, part-time, or both?
Okay, yes. We are hiring right now for a classroom aide position. This position works directly with our students with developmental disabilities. You're providing one to one direct support in the classroom. This is a full time position, and I believe all across all of our campuses. Our Montgomery County campus, our LEAP program, high school, and middle school are all hiring for the same position.
Okay, wonderful. We're going to come back to you and find out more about that as well. Now, Dante, over to you. Give us a little bit more information about your clinical assistant one positions. Are they full-time, part-time, or both?
Sure. So the clinical assistant one position, we're currently recruiting for both full-time and part-time hours. With this position, you would be providing that one-to-one aid care for our patients on the unit. Again, our patients do live there on the unit 24/7. So you would be providing care. We provide care 24/7 around the clock. So that helps us actually have availabilities for full and part-time hours. We do have overnight shifts as well. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much what we do here. So there's so many opportunities. Part-time ranges from 16 to 24 hours, and then of course the full-time would be 40 hours.
All right.
Okay. Dante, while we have you up, can you describe a little bit about your company's corporate culture, a typical day in the positions that you have indicated, and tasks that are required, such as, do they need uniforms for clients that they service? A little bit more about the job and the day-to-day requirements.
Sure. So for the position, we have a very diverse culture, a very diverse environment throughout Kennedy, and especially on the unit, we have a very diverse patient population as well. So, as far as uniform goes, staff are required to wear scrubs. We don't supply the scrubs, so we give staff free range of the color or pattern of their scrubs as long as it's kid friendly because it is a pediatric hospital. A day to day for a clinical assistant looks like this. You would come in, you actually go into shift change. And the shift change, we will go over patient protocols. You will find out which patient you'll be working with for that day. And we do what we call a protocol checklist. So you would actually have to answer certain questions about the patient you're working with, but not to be alarmed. We do have protocol binders. So these are binders that our therapy teams have carefully put together. It's going to give you all the information you need to know about the patient you're working with. So after shift change, you're basically assisting the patient with daily routines, ADLs, bathing, feeding, toileting. Their protocols will be outlined for you, so you would be following those protocols. And we're very huge on data. Training for this position is for 2.5 weeks. It consists of classroom and hands-on training. You're not going to receive this type of training anywhere else. So this training is so amazing. Within that training, you will have a course in data collection. We're very huge on data here at Kennedy Krieger, so you will be trained on how to collect data effectively. So data is collected 24/7 around the clock by all staff members, but clinical assistants are primarily the ones that work with the patients. Patients are with their therapy teams Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., which means with us running a 24-hour unit, clinical assistants are really running the show outside of their therapy time. So evenings, weekends, holidays, clinical assistants are actually running those shows.
Wow, that was a lot of good information, Dante. Shamika, are there any nuances in reference to the jobs that you're trying to fill in reference to the culture in that environment, as well as uniforms and any additional details you'd like to share with us?
Yes, thank you. Well, at Kennedy Krieger, it is our vision to unlock the potential of each of our students so that they can achieve their optimal appendance in academics, vocational, and throughout the community setting. For the classroom mate position, we would like candidates to be able to carry out instructional programs addressing their academic, social behavior, emotional, and adaptive behavior goals. At the educational program, we too collect behavioral data and academic data on each individual student that you're providing support for. We do not have a uniform policy. We are dress casual. Again, in this position, the classroom aide position, it's a full-time position. The schedule is between 7:30 and 3, Monday through Friday. Wednesdays we have half days for the summer program, which we run July 1st through August 5th. Classroom aides are working Monday through Thursdays with Fridays off.
All right. Katanya, do you have any other questions for our guest today?
Yes, I'm going to keep it with Shamika, and that Friday's off sounds really good. So, of course, the individual that you're looking, or the people that you're looking for this position will be working with children. So, what we always like to ask, are the positions background friendly? And what advice would you give applicants that do have background issues that may be interested in this position?
When you apply for Kennedy Krieger, you're going to submit your application and resume to our HR recruiting staff. I would suggest that you are upfront and honest about any issues or concerns that you may have with the background check. It is user friendly. And once you have completed and submitted your application and resume with the HR recruiting staff, they would then forward your information to a staffing coordinator at one of the programs. That is another opportunity for you to ask questions regarding the background checks, and we'll walk you through the process. We just ask that you do keep in mind that you are working within the school program and working with minors.
Awesome. Great information, especially for people who love working with children and, individuals who may have some challenges. That was really great advice. Thank you. And Dante, how about you? Is your position background friendly? And then what type of advice would you also give applicants?
Just to piggyback off of, so we actually, the advice I would give applicants is to take a look at your day-to-day lifestyles and think about it as this. If you are looking for someone to take care of your child, what qualities would you want them to have? And if you are researching these persons, what would you be looking for? So I always encourage people that, what happens is it happened. You can't undo the past, but you can move forward. Find ways of cleaning up your background. Speak to attorneys. I know they can help getting things expunged off your background. But as Shamika said, keep in mind that you are working in a population with young adults and kids. So the age range for the unit that I recruit for is from 3 to 21 years old. So keep that in mind as well.
Great advice.
Excellent. Well, Dante, while we have you here, you indicated some basic qualifications that's necessary that you're kind of looking for. You also indicated there's going to be 2 weeks of training to adequately prepare people for the jobs. For our candidates that want to post for those jobs, what would be some of the additional qualifications and soft skills that you're looking for that makes a really quality candidate for your positions? Would you be able to share?
Absolutely. So we are looking for applicants who are very huge on communication. Communication is extremely important in this line of work. You have to be able to communicate effectively, not only what you need help with, but also if things are going right, because we are trusting you to actually provide one-on-one care for our patients on the unit. And without communication, we wouldn't be able to ensure that the patient is getting the best care that we can provide. Team-based, we work as a team on a unit. So we have a team of people that comes together to form care for one patient. So each patient has a team around them. That team consists of a social worker, a therapist, a physician. Each patient is assigned a nurse for his or her care. So that team-based atmosphere, that team-based quality is needed as well. Professional, you have to be very professional in this line of work. So those who are applying, keep that in mind from the moment that you actually enter the interviewing process to your journey and building on your career within Kennedy. It's very important that you remain professional at all times because you are being watched. Um, Again, with any type of position, we're going to train you and give you the tools you need to be an effective clinical assistant. So as long as you have the groundwork and the layout ready, we can build upon those skills.
I like that. Well, let me just piggyback and just ask additional question. What is, from the time that you send the application and the resume to your recruiter, what is the turnaround in reference to someone getting in touch with someone and being onboarded for that opportunity? A range.
Yes, absolutely. So one thing about Kennedy Krieger that I do love, and I think this is different, this is what separates us from other organizations, is that once an applicant submits their application, it gets screened right away and it gets filtered to the hiring department. For the clinical assistant position, if anyone applies, it goes directly to me. I will screen it and I will reach out to applicants, whether we're going to ask you to take part in the interviewing process, or even if we feel like we're going with another candidate. However, you won't just sit there. So applications do not just sit there with us. The interviewing process for the clinical assistant position is very streamlined. It's a very tough field to work in, so we want to make sure that applicants actually know what they're getting into. So the very first step for us would be to have applicants join a group information session. During that information session, we're going to go over all the types of services that we provide for our patients on the unit. Then we get into the clinical assistant one position and its job duties. So that's what it looks like. Any applicant that applies, it gets streamlined to me. I will screen those applications and I will reach out to all applicants.
Thank you, Dante. Now, Shamika, the same question. In fact, I just want to just indicate a point here. The reason why we're having the information sessions, which we're doing for the month of June for healthcare, is because we wanted to make sure that our candidates know exactly what the nuances, the job tasks actually were, so that your people aren't being hired and not really have a great understanding in reference to the job is. It's great that you also will train once they are hired to make sure they're competent and be able to perform the task. Those customer service skills and just being polite is important as you're engaging not only with the patients but each other. Shamika, were there any other qualifications or soft skills that would make the best candidate for your particular postings?
Oh, yes. Definitely empathy, patience, must be coachable, and great teamwork. We also, between the time the candidate submits their resume and application to our recruiting staff in HR, they're screened as well. And then their information is sent to the staffing coordinators or hiring department. We would then give them a call, probably within 24 hours after reviewing their resume and application. From that point, we do an interview, and the interview now is through Zoom. We're working on having in-person interviews or a phone call. After the interview, we do run their background with the MSDE HB forms. And that could take anywhere from 2 weeks, about 2 to 3 weeks to get all the results back. And then we're able to make an offer. A high school diploma is sufficient. We are also interested in applicants with previous working with children or children with disabilities also. But a high school diploma is good to go.
That's great information. Katanya, What else do we have to ask our employees today?
Well, now we want to find out more information about successful employees at both of your companies. So, Shamika, in keeping it with you, can you give us an example of a success story of a current or former employee who is absolutely impeccable, stellar, and awesome?
Oh, of course. A lot of our classroom aid staff come in working with students that require one-to-one service needs. And we often, I even share with them on the interview process that it is really easy to move forward through Kennedy Krieger. We do have some candidates that come through with associate degrees, also bachelor degrees, and they're graduating from college. They want to get into the educational field. So it's important that I let them know we have, the tuition reimbursement program where you can continue your education. We also have opportunities for classroom aides to move forward in assistant teacher positions and later on in a teaching field. We also encourage applicants that are, they have great time and attendance. They're great team players. They're always going above and beyond. And those are the candidates that we refer for more opportunities throughout our schools.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And also over to you, Dante. I'm sure you have a story or two about one or two particular people that are just extremely successful. And you don't have to tell their names if you don't want to, but to give an example of someone that's working in the role that you're looking for, who are doing such a wonderful job.
All right, so this question is actually broad. I have a broad answer, so I'll group them as a whole. So, with this being an entry level position, we employ a lot of students. These students can just be starting their undergrad or finishing up their undergrad. By us employing a lot of students, we have a lot of promotional opportunities that come about. So, students actually graduate, they promote within, or they venture out. However, we are glad to see it. So, one thing that I will say about Kennedy Krieger and the unit that I work for, which is the neurobehavioral unit, is that there's so many promotional opportunities. We have so many associates that start off from this entry level position that gets promoted. I want to say at least we have about 5 promotions per month.
Awesome.
Students graduate, yes. So students graduate because they take advantage of that tuition reimbursement opportunity. So once the
Okay.
student graduates, that creates opportunities for others to actually promote within. So that's it's so broad. So it's always great to see our associates actually move up and accomplish their goals, because that's the
Hmm.
main focus as well. So we're not just here to provide care for the patients. That's our priority, our number one priority. But we also care about our associates. So when they actually do have accomplishments, we highlight those and we celebrate those. But it also creates opportunities for improvement from other associates.
Yes, that's really wonderful. Yes.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Dante and Shamika. You answered many of our other questions, but now this is one of the most important questions. We're going to talk about benefits and compensation. Thank you for sharing about the opportunity of promotability and advancement. That is something that your company is looking for, an additional training. But what other opportunities you have in reference to stock plans, 401k, sick leave, vacation leave? I was also excited to hear that, if they unfortunately in the commission of doing their job was contracted with COVID, that they had the opportunity to stay home, be safe, and that came out of another benefit support for that particular candidate. So what else do we have going on that's supporting your employees in reference to benefits? Anyone can take that question. Dante?
So as far All right. So as far as benefit goes, employees will have tuition reimbursement, which of course is our number one target for students. but anyone could take advantage of that. And the great thing about our tuition reimbursement is that you're not legally obligated to stay with us. So as long as you're an employee with us, after you've completed your probationary period, you will be able to take advantage of tuition reimbursement. That's totally different from other hospitals. On top of that, we have medical and dental coverage, 401k retirement plan, where the company will match what you put in, paid leave. This includes sick, vacation, and we also give you 2 free days per year. You have 2 free days. You don't need any reason at all. You can just take those 2 free days for you, and you get those every year. We have discounted MTA passes, computer purchasing programs, discounted cell phone programs. We also have a live near your work program. So there's so many opportunities and so many benefits from working here at Kennedy Krieger. And Shamika, you may be able to add on to it.
Yes, definitely. We have the same exact benefits program that the Institute have. But of course, with working with the school, you also have your traditional paid time off, which is your spring break, your Thanksgiving, your Christmas holiday. And we also have the professional days that are built in. But we tend to save the professional days for training days.
All right, that's
Okay.
great information. Katanya, you have any other questions for our employers?
Yes. So before I get to my next question, which you may have already answered a little bit of it, Shamika, I just have one question for you. Considering that the aide um the classroom aide position kind of runs with the school schedule, do you have the option for people to get paid all year round, or is it just during the 10 months?
Well, the high school is an 11-month program. I believe some of the other programs, and we're slightly different with the school schedule, but some programs are 10-month and some are 11-month. There is a break where we are down and out for 2 weeks, closed for 2 weeks in June, and then right before the school session starts in the fall, there's
Hmm.
a period where the school is closed. So no, we're a 10-month and 11-month program.
Okay, and while I have you, our final question for both of you. Did you mention already the interviewing process? Do you do virtual, phone, in person, or is it a combination of all of those?
Oh, we do all three.
On the phone first, right? And then, or
Yes,
vice versa.
yes, yes,
Okay,
definitely.
that's wonderful to know so that people can prepare themselves for it. Because sometimes, our job seekers have a little, they're not too tech savvy or, maybe have an issue with something. So it's good to know that you have a variety.
Yes.
And how about you, Dante? What are your interview methods?
Sure. So applicants, once we screen them, I actually reach out to them via email, inviting them to actually join an information session. So this is a group information session where the applicant would just sit and listen to um, our benefits. That we'll go over the types of services we provide. I go over the clinical assistant one position and its job duties. Applicants will also be able to ask questions. We actually give them a virtual tour of the unit, whereas though before the pandemic, we actually gave them a live tour. So, but we had to think of our on our feet. So we created a virtual video that pretty much outlines the entire unit. We have a camera actually going around to each and every bedroom, every treatment room that we have, which are the blue padded rooms. So you get to see the environment that you will be working in. So during that
Hmm.
information session. So right after that, we send applicants what we call a realistic job preview. This is a set of slides. It's like a PowerPoint presentation, and has it has testimonials from clinical assistants. They're actually going to talk about their experience on the unit. We employ a lot of students, so we have students talk about how they juggled work and school. So that's in that realistic job preview. So right after that, we do ask applicants to let us know if they would like to continue moving forward in the interviewing process. And then we move on to the final interview, which is one-on-one, where we get to dive into the applicant's background, their skills. It's more on a personal level. Right now, everything is virtual until the final interview. We just got the clearance to actually do live interviews, so we're
Okay.
doing the live and the final interviews live now.
All right. I'm sure that's pretty refreshing after all these time. Thank you. Thank you all so much. Now, Deirdre and I will go to see some of the comments that we may have on the Facebook feed. I want to say hello to my mom. She's watching today. Hi, Mom. Number one fan. And we have Jonelle Woodard who says, where do I sign up? And we are definitely going to make sure that you get that information. Someone wanted to know what company that Shamika represents. Both of these individuals are representing Kennedy Krieger, and Dante is on the neurological unit side. Is that correct? For the patients that live on site downtown at the Johns Hopkins location. And Shamika Owen is from the school system side, which is up in Baltimore in the Green Spring area. So we can start with Shamika, and you can let everyone know how to contact you if they're interested in these awesome to become a classroom aide with you.
Okay, sure. You can go to www.kennedykrieger.org/careers. Once you're on there, it's going to ask you for a keyword, and you just type in classroom assistant.
Awesome. Definitely. That's wonderful. And how about you, Dante? What's the information for individuals to apply for the clinical assistant one position?
Sure. So you're actually going to use the same website as www.kennedy, Kennedy, Krieger, Krieger.org/careers. And the keyword you're going to type in is clinical assistant.
Clinical assistant. Okay. We thank you so, so much. Deirdre, any last questions for them?
No, but I just want to thank you for coming on today. Some great information you shared with us today and our candidates. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys again as we share some additional information. On June 22nd, we are having a virtual job fair. Kennedy Krieger will be one of our folks that will be there along with others. We thank you for this time to share exactly what you're looking for in reference to these positions so that folks have a clear understanding and we can support you in getting some great candidates to be able to post for those jobs. Thank you again so much for attending with us today.
Yes, indeed.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And we invite you to return another time once you have more opportunities to come available. Just come on back and share them with us. But in the meantime, we look forward to referring wonderful job seekers to you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right, so don't go away. We do have more information coming up for you. Just a few things that we want to highlight about the great events that are coming up. And to answer one of the questions, thank you, Jonelle. She says, I've been doing a wonderful job. Oh, that's so great encouragement. Thank you so much. All of I take that compliment on behalf of all of my colleagues, BSRs, career development facilitators, supervisors, managers. We've all been working really hard to make sure that we service our clients. But one gentleman was inquiring about DPW. A recruitment program. So we will be having a big virtual interview for DPW coming up towards the end of the month. So please stay tuned. We'll be sure that we contact you and add you to the list so that we can make sure that you participate in that event. But right now, we just want to highlight a few things that are coming up for the month. We are doing healthcare as well as transportation for this month. So Deirdre and I are just going to go really, quickly through a few things just to reemphasize to you all that we are here to service you. As she mentioned earlier, we only have a few centers that are open, so please give us a call to find out which ones they are and to make an appointment so that we can service you. But we are working with employers that are still hiring and the jobs are being posted on the MWE website, which you have to register for in order to use our services through MOED. And that website is mwejobs.maryland.gov.
And just a reminder to everyone to also check the Now Hiring Job Board, the list of open jobs. This job board is updated almost daily in reference to excellent job opportunities that employers are looking for some great candidates. Just simply go to moed.baltimorecity.gov/job seekers /now hiring.
Yes. And as most of you know, things have reopened. We're coming out of COVID really strong. And this is one of my favorite restaurants. Rusty Scupper is now hiring. Prior to COVID, they would always have the wonderful brunches on the Saturdays and Sundays. I even went there one year and celebrated my birthday, and I missed it so much last year, but they're back and they're looking for people. They even have a $500 sign-on bonus that they're giving individuals that come to work with them. So they are hiring. They've had a few hiring fairs. They had one today. It ended at 1. However, you still have the opportunity to apply. You can apply online at rustyscupper.com/career. And I also suggest that you email your resume after you apply to info@selectrestaurants.com. Please tell them that you heard about this opportunity through MOED or the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. That will, of course, make them look at it a lot closer. And we look forward to you getting a job there. So take advantage of it. It's a wonderful restaurant. I do know the manager and some of the staff that works there. They're really nice, and it's a beautiful view. Who would miss out on a beautiful view of the harbor, Deidre, for working, right?
I know. Okay, as mentioned before, MOED Virtual Healthcare Information Session. We had one last week on the 8th. On this Tuesday coming up, June 15th, 2021, from 10 to 11 o'clock, we are featuring Future Care and Organization of Hope. The positions that they're looking to fill are a variety. We want to make sure you do register at bit.ly/MOED healthcare session. Okay, these employers will be on, again, sharing information as Kennedy Krieger has today in reference to the positions that they are hiring for. These formats are in preparation for the job fair on June the 22nd, in which these employers will be returning and virtual interviewing for the position they have posted. This is going to be an excellent opportunity for folks that are interested in this line of work. They have positions that you do need training and certification, and as Kennedy Krieger has stated today, they'll train you to be able to do the job, and they have opportunities of promotion and advancement once that candidate is working within that facility. That's a great opportunity, Katanya.
No doubt. Very exciting. And in addition to Future Care and Organization of Hope, as Deidre mentioned, we're going to have Kennedy Krieger and a variety of other businesses that will give you the opportunity to interview with. We are definitely here to help you get a job. And also on it should be June 14th and 17th. Pardon me, I think I was rushing and put up the same flyer. But on June 14th and June 17th, there will be a transportation virtual hiring events on 2 of those days with a variety of businesses that are looking for drivers with a valid driver's license, whether it's the state of Maryland, state of Pennsylvania, state of Delaware, as long as you have a valid driver's license, Class A, Class B, Class C. I don't think anybody's looking for motorcycle drivers, but the basic driving licenses. And these are the companies that you have the opportunity to get hired with. So it's a link. It's pretty long. So if you're interested, please look out for this flyer. And then if you want to receive the flyer as well as the link, please email our colleague, Mr. Carnes, at bcarnes@oedworks.com. Or you can email me if you have my email as well, or Deidre.
Wow, we really do need those drivers, Tanya. For those folks who are interested in driving opportunities, they have really, really good wages, but we need some great candidates to post for these job opportunities. And if you need future assistance, let us help. Okay, so we do have not only the business service team and in the employer services department, but in our centers we also have case managers that are interested in helping folks to, number one, resume assistant, update your resume now. Make sure you have the right contact number as well as the right email on it so folks can get in touch with you. Interview preparation. This virtual world is all new to all of us, so that's why we have like some of the pre-screenings and that kind of thing. Make sure your camera's working. Make sure your audio is working. Make sure, you're visible within the screen as you're interacting with the employers. Referral to employers. Some employers, we have a direct contact with them that we can refer the resumes. They contact you, call you in for the interview, so be ready to work. We have technical job applications and assistance that are available. There's training information as well as career guidance. I'm so thankful that many of our employers have indicated that even though it's not just paid training, they are training great candidates within their facilities to fill some of the future needs there. What this training means is additional certifications for you, usually a few more pennies in the paycheck, and it's helping you with your career promotion and advancement. And then, of course, there's career guidance for those folks that might want to transition into other careers or not really sure what you want to do at this point. In order to request those services, simply go to the system request form at bit.ly/assistance request. Okay, what they're doing is based on the zip code of where you live, they will forward it to our open centers to be able to schedule an appointment and have someone chat with you in reference to next steps. We're still interested in supporting our Baltimore City residents, so give us a call and most certainly utilize that request form. Thank you for your time today. Katanya, this has been great and a lot of great information.
Yes, indeed. And we still have a few more comments or recognition in the Facebook page. Definitely hello to our colleagues that are joining us today. One of our supervisors, Mr. Marvin McKinstry. I see Miss Bessie Wilson. She's always joining us. Thank you so much. And Miss Kendra Barnes and Justin, of course, our colleague as well. And Miss Jonelle. And Brandon we cannot forget Mr. Brandon Scott, not the mayor, but he's okay. That's his hashtag, not the mayor. We love him so much. And Ms. Jonelle Woodard wants to know if we have access to any IT positions, specifically project management. We do have some that we can assist you with, so I'll be sure to be in contact with you in reference to that to get more details from you as far as what you're looking for. But other than that, we thank everybody so much for joining us today via Facebook Live, our job seekers, our employers, community partners, and our MOED colleagues. We hope that you've obtained some valuable knowledge at all of these forums that we bring to you, and thankfully they are saved on our Facebook page, so you can always go back and take a look at and review what the information that we've given to you. And we hope that it helps you to move forward in securing a position with the desired company. We also definitely want to give a wonderful shout out to our awesome show producer, Arlie Lima. We would truly love and adore you so much, and thank you. And if you want to learn information about these opportunities or any other employment opportunities that we have available through MOED, please refer to our MOED Now Hiring Job Board. And the website for that is moed.baltimorecity.gov/job seekers/now hiring. You can also call our general number so that we can refer you to the Career Center closest to you or help answer any questions at 410-396-3009.
And just remember to click like and share for the Facebook Employee Baltimore castings. We do have additional Employee Baltimore shows that are coming up that will be highlighting different businesses. You can simply call 410-396-3009 and just continue to look at the resources that are shared with you from the MOED, Mayor's Office of Employment Development, Baltimore City Facebook Live programs. We're sharing resources with most certainly employers, and MOED also assists employers.
Yes, indeed. And if you're a business that's hiring and you want, or even a training provider, and you want your business or training service to be featured on one of the future episodes here at the Employee Baltimore Show, you may email Marvin McKinstry at mmckenstry@oedworks.com, and he will gladly schedule you for a future virtual session.
Well, Katanya, I think that concludes our show for today. It's been great actually partnering with you on this virtual opportunity. Again, folks, I am Deirdre Moore, Durant Business Service Rep, and
I am Katanya Lester.
And we are with the Baltimore Mayor's Office of Employment Development, Employer Services Division.
Yes, Business Services Representatives.
So until the next time, our mission at MOED is to employ Baltimore. We're here to help you get a job
and build a career.
It's been great. Have a great one.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.